performances, and they are performances, by trying to be objective about it, by bending over backwards to try to be objective about what he said yesterday. I don't think you can be objective about it.
No, you can't.
But the role of the media in this is going to, I think, come under increasing surveillance. I mean, how are we covering this?
Well,
what he said yesterday was so out of bounds, so beyond the pale. There really is no other side. From his explanation of the Second Amendment, repealing the Second Amendment.
But here's the problem, Mike. You have Trump defenders and apologists bending over backwards, trying to explain away his remark. Conservative author Ann Coulter tweeted, "I just woke up from a nap to an all-new fake media scandal about Trump. He's joking about assassinating Hillary, saying, number one, it wasn't about assassination, and number two, the media is trying to get Trump assassinated by incessantly calling him Hitler." Excuse me? And shortly after winning his primary last night, Republican House Speaker Paul Ryan gave Trump the benefit of the doubt.
I've been a little busy today. I heard about this Second Amendment quote. It sounds like just a joke gone bad. I hope he clears it up very quickly. You should never joke about something like that. I didn't actually hear the comments. I only heard about those comments.
Really?
Well,
Was that really what you're going to say?
You should actually,
is that what you're going to say? You didn't hear that? Therefore, you didn't know? Paul Ryan, enough.
If you're the
what more does he need to do?
If you're the highest ranking Republican in America, and you have heard that the Republican nominee may have threatened or suggested that his political rival is assassinated, especially with the environment that we're in 2016, do you actually make it your business to look at the 20-second YouTube clip? First of all, I don't believe him. I'm sure he saw it. He has it. How busy? I've been in races where you win 80%. You're not that busy.
No.
Right?
No.
I want a primary.
That's something like
I want a primary with 79, 80%. I'm not too busy to say, somebody say, hey, did you hear that the Republican nominee, George W. Bush just threatened to well, you would stop and you would watch it. And
that's heartbreaking to watch.
It is very sad to watch that. This is a whole new level, and I hope that Paul Ryan, when he gets his wits about him this morning, will actually do the right thing. This is unspeakable.
The most charitable explanation you can take out of what Donald Trump said is that he was talking about defenders in Congress of the Second Amendment standing in the way of the nomination. But that's not what Donald Trump said.
That's not what he was saying.
That's not what he was saying. That's the charitable look at it. But the statement that the campaign put out was not reflective of what Donald Trump said. They were defending something that was not what he said. He went on and said something else, that they were talking about, the Second Amendment people uniting to vote to stop Hillary Clinton from being president. That's not what Donald Trump said. His surrogates also coming out to defend him, including Rudy Giuliani, and even someone who doesn't support him, Senator Susan Collins of Maine.
He was talking about Hillary Clinton and gun control, essentially, which is something that has been talked about a lot on the campaign trail. Hillary Clinton is a gun grabber, and everyone knows that if she's in a position to appoint Supreme Court justices, she will do everything she can to remove the Second Amendment. So Mr. Trump was clearly pointing that out.
It's not about November, it's after November.
Well, no, that's actually not what he was talking about, because just before that, he was saying what could happen, as you just said, what could happen. And he doesn't want that to happen.
So the Clinton people, this is how corrupt they are. From their days back in Arkansas, they were corrupt. This is how corrupt they are. They spin out that what he meant by that was that it was a joke, and that what he meant by that was that they would kill her. Now, okay. Now, to buy that, you have to be corrupt. Because if you said that to me, I would say to you, are you out of your mind?
I've been very critical of Donald Trump, but I actually don't think that's what he was saying. I think he was suggesting that the Second Amendment advocates across the country might be able to come together to pressure the Senate to reject her nominee should she become president. That's how I interpreted it. But it is an example of Donald Trump's looseness with language that can lead to interpretations such as the one put out by Secretary Clinton's camp.
Second Amendment solutions, Mark Halpern, and then that would be a horrible day. It was very painful watching Rudy Giuliani, a guy that I've respected for a very long time, do that routine.
No, the worst was Paul Ryan.
Very, very. And Paul Ryan is just shocking.
Shocking.
Is Paul Ryan, is he going to burn up every last ounce of his reputation and credibility that he's built over 20 years for a lifelong liberal Manhattan Democrat?
Please, Paul Ryan, go home and spend more time with your family.
I mean,
is he going
you need to be
do
grounded.
that?
you know, Ryan now has won his primary, and like every Republican, he said, Trump doesn't have a blank check. You cannot say something like that and then be defiant. Even if you want to credit their explanation, their after-the-fact explanation, you cannot responsibly say, basically, ignore how people are feeling about what he said. He is a protectee. He's had threats on his life. Donald Trump should understand that you cannot say something like that and expect people to just move on.
But you know what? He can't. Mark Halperin, everybody, just stop. He can't stop. This is proven again and again and again and again. He can't stop himself. He is a train wreck going 1,000 miles an hour. It is about the Republicans around him now. The story is about you. And I don't mean to have a nasty tone when I say to Paul Ryan, go home and spend some time with your family.
You're a Democrat. Let me say this, okay? Because it means nothing coming from you, okay? You're a Democrat.
Excuse me?
It means nothing coming from a Democrat to these Republicans.
Well, actually, the Democrats are going to win the election. So if you want to actually have a fighting chance, you're going to have to do something that makes sense.
Let me say this to my Republican Party. You are letting Donald Trump destroy the party. And you've done it from the beginning. We've said from the very beginning when he started blowing himself up, when Paul Ryan endorsed him, that it's only going to get worse. And it just keeps getting worse, doesn't it?
And when I say go home and spend time with your family, I mean look at your children in the eyes. Look at your wife in the eyes and really ask if you are doing the right thing, because you were doing the wrong thing by supporting this candidate. You are doing the wrong thing 10 times over. You're hurting this country for your political benefit, and you're making the wrong play even in terms of your political benefit. And I'm sorry that I'm a Democrat, and it means nothing coming from me. But I'm telling you, that's how this story ends.
Don't get
and
mad.
someone's going to get hurt.
At me here.
I am.
You're mad
that's
at me?
Fine. A little bit, yeah.
I was making a point that they're just going to say, oh, you're a Democrat.
Okay, well, good. When I turn out to be right, like I have been every step of the way, you all can enjoy saying it means nothing coming from me. We end this block.
No. You're not going to do that. I was simply making the point that they're listening to you, and a lot of them might be saying, oh, she's just a Democrat. So I was going to say, as a Republican, I agree with your sentiment. Let me say it. I think you've made your point, and I think I've made my point.
Okay.
So I wasn't cutting you off, and I wasn't saying, I'm just saying a lot of Republicans out there would say, oh, she's a Democrat. So what does it mean? In fact, we've had people say that to your face. What do you expect? Michael Steele says that. What do you expect, Mika, for us to just go home?
I just can't believe where we're at right now.
Well, I can't either. So I agree with you. I mean, let's unite and not divide. I'm sort of George W. Bush that way.
Before we go in this block, could I ask John Meacham down there in Tennessee? You're not in Manhattan, right. So this has had a chance to wash over you and people you know for nearly a day now. Has there ever been anything even close to this?